If you like our video, click the button to subscribe to our channel and get easy access to new content. To see our full suite of ad-free video courses, instruction manuals, and quick reference guides, visit us at www.teachucomp.com. To edit a gradient adjustment in Photoshop created by the new gradient tool in Photoshop 24.5 or later, first select the gradient adjustment layer. Gradient adjustments appear as adjustment layers in the Layers panel with an accompanying layer mask. Click the adjustment icon within the layer if needed to show the gradient line in the document window and its gradient properties in the Properties panel. You can edit the gradient adjustment in either location in Photoshop. However, you have more settings available in the Properties panel. When a gradient adjustment is selected in Photoshop, the Properties panel shows many of the same settings as the Options bar control panel when the gradient tool is selected, combined with settings from the Gradient Editor dialog box. Note that you can still use the Gradient Editor dialog box to edit and save gradient preset patterns as usual. A selected gradient adjustment layer's gradient line appears in the document window as a straight line with two dot icons at either end for the starting and ending points. To move the entire gradient line, click and drag the gradient line, avoiding any dot or diamond icons on the line in the document window. Then release it when it is in the desired location. To change the size or length of the gradient line, click and drag the starting or ending point as desired, and then release it when the line is the desired size or length, and the selected starting or ending point is at the desired location. The selected gradient adjustment line shows the selected gradient pattern's color stops, which are the colors in the gradient, as colored dot icons on the gradient line in the document window. It also shows the color midpoints, which are the middle transition points between two colors determined by the color stops in a gradient, as diamond icons above the gradient line. To move a gradient pattern's color stop or color midpoint, hover over it until you see the mouse pointer turn into a small black triangle icon, and then click and drag it on the gradient line and release it into its new location. To add a new color stop to the selected gradient line in the document, hover next to the line at the desired location at which to add the color stop until the mouse pointer icon turns into a white triangle icon with a plus sign next to it. Then click at that location to add a color stop. To set the color of a color stop on the gradient line, double-click it to open the Color Picker dialog box. Select the desired color, and then click the OK button to apply it. Alternatively, you can also adjust the selected gradient adjustment by changing its settings in the Properties panel. There are more settings available here than are available in the document window. To show the properties of a gradient adjustment you selected in the Layers panel, click the Properties tab in the workspace or select Window Properties from the menu bar to show the Properties panel. To change the selected gradient preset, select a different choice from the Presets dropdown in the Properties panel. To change the selected gradient style, click a button for the desired style in the Properties panel. To change the angle of the gradient line, enter the desired number of degrees as a positive or negative value into the Angle field, or select a choice from its dropdown. To change the scale of the gradient line, enter a percentage value into the Scale field or click its drop down arrow, and then use the slider that appears to set its value. To reverse the gradient pattern, check the Reverse checkbox in the Properties panel. To dither the gradient pattern, check the Dither checkbox in the Properties panel. The next section in the Properties panel sets the gradient pattern and works in much the same way as the Gradient Editor dialog box, which you will learn about in the next lesson. To select the type of gradient pattern to apply, select either Solid or Noise from the Type dropdown in the Properties panel. Noise gradients apply random linear color and opacity changes to a gradient using a range of color and opacity you select, and solid gradients apply linear opacity and color transitions at locations you select within a gradient pattern. The solid gradient type is the most commonly used. Depending on your choice in the Type dropdown, the following settings in the Properties panel change. So let's examine the settings if you select the solid gradient pattern type first. To select the interpolation method for solid gradients, select a choice from the Method dropdown in the Properties panel. This provides the same gradient interpolation settings as the Method dropdown in the Options bar control panel, as mentioned in the previous lesson. To set the smoothness of the gradient pattern, select a percentage from the Smoothness dropdown or type a percentage into the field. To edit the color of the gradient, then use the sample gradient pattern that appears within the Properties panel to add, edit, and/or delete its color stops and color midpoints. Color stops in a gradient pattern determine which colors appear at which location in the gradient pattern. To add a new color stop, click into the desired location at which to add the color stop within the bottom row of color stops in the gradient pattern strip. To delete a color stop from a gradient, click it to select it. Then click the Delete Stop button immediately below the gradient pattern color strip. To edit the color for a color stop in the gradient pattern, double-click the color stop to open the Color Picker dialog box. Then select the color to apply, and click the OK button in the dialog box to finish. To change the position of a color stop in the gradient pattern, click and drag it left or right to slide it to a new location. Alternatively, click the color stop to select it, and then enter its location into the Location field immediately below the gradient pattern color strip. A value of 0 places it at the far left end of the gradient, and a value of 100 places it at the far right end. To change the location of a color midpoint, which sets the midpoint where the color changes between two adjacent color stops, click to select one of the adjacent color stops for the color midpoint to adjust. The color midpoint icon or icons then appear as small diamond icons between the two adjacent color stops. To move the color midpoint, click and drag the desired color midpoint diamond icon to a new location between the two color stops. Alternatively, click to select the color midpoint whose position you want to change, and then type a new relative value from 5 to 95 into the Location field immediately below the gradient pattern color strip. A value of 5 places it as close as possible to the left color stop, and a value of 95 places it as close as possible to the right color stop. A value of 50 places it into the center of the two color stops. To add transparency to a gradient, You must edit the opacity stops in the gradient opacity pattern strip within the opacity control section of the Properties panel. If needed, to expand or collapse the opacity controls section, click its name in the Properties panel. When expanded, this section shows the opacity of the selected gradient pattern as a linear gradient strip containing opacity stops and opacity midpoints. To add a new opacity stop to the gradient pattern, click into the desired location at which to add the opacity stop within the bottom row of opacity stops in the gradient pattern strip. To delete an opacity stop from the gradient pattern, click it to select it. Then click the Delete Stop button immediately below the gradient pattern opacity strip. To change the opacity level of an opacity stop, click it to select it. Then click the Opacity drop-down immediately below the gradient pattern opacity strip and change the opacity percentage by using the slider. Alternatively, type the desired percentage into the opacity field. To change the position of an opacity stop in the gradient strip, click and drag it left or right to slide it to a new location and then release it. Alternatively, click the Location drop-down below the gradient pattern opacity strip and change the location value by using the slider. Alternatively, type the desired value directly into the location field. A value of 0 puts it at the far left end of the gradient pattern, and a value of 100 puts it at the far right end. To change the location of an opacity midpoint, which sets the midpoint where the opacity changes between two adjacent opacity stops, click to select one of the adjacent opacity stops for the opacity midpoint to adjust. The opacity midpoint icon or icons then appear as small diamonds between the two adjacent opacity stops. To move the opacity midpoint, click and drag the desired opacity midpoint diamond icon to a new location between the two opacity stops, and then release it. Alternatively, click to select the opacity midpoint whose position you want to change, and then type a new relative value from 5 to 95 into the location field below the gradient pattern opacity strip. A value of 5 places it as close as possible to the left opacity stop, and a value of 95 places it as close as possible to the right opacity stop. A value of 50 places it into the center of the two opacity stops. Next, you will learn how to edit a noise gradient in Photoshop if you instead select the Noise Gradient Type from the Type dropdown in the Properties panel. To set the roughness of the noise gradient, which changes the intensity of its striations, click the Roughness dropdown and select the desired percentage using the slider that appears. Alternatively, type the desired percentage into the roughness field. The higher the percentage, the more color striations appear in the noise gradient. To select the color model to use for the range of color striations to show in the noise gradient, select a color model choice from the Color Model dropdown. You can choose either the RGB, HSB, or Lab color models. Then click and drag the arrows on the three color sliders for your selected color model that then appear below the Color Model dropdown to set the upper and lower limits of each color, which then determines which possible colors can appear within the noise gradient. To prevent the colors in the noise gradient from oversaturating, check the Restrict Colors checkbox below the color sliders. To add transparency to the noise gradient, Check the Add Transparency checkbox below the color sliders. To randomize the noise gradient again based on your current settings, which changes the pattern in the noise gradient, click the Randomize button below the checkboxes. The Quick Actions section of the Properties panel lets you quickly perform common actions on the selected gradient adjustment. To expand or collapse the Quick Actions section if needed, click the Quick Actions title in the Properties panel. To reset the alignment of the selected gradient line with the layer to its default settings, click the Reset Alignment button in the Quick Actions section of the Properties panel. Optionally, to save the current gradient pattern as a new custom gradient preset you can select from the Gradient Picker panel, click the Save Preset button in the Quick Action section of the Properties panel to open a Gradient Name dialog box. Then type a name for the gradient pattern into the name field and click the OK button in the Gradient Name dialog box to add the new gradient pattern as a new gradient preset, which appears at the bottom of the Gradient Picker panel. Remember to click the subscribe button to see more of our videos. See our full suite of courses, instruction manuals, and quick reference guides at www.teachucomp.com.